Johnny still has an Oldsmobile. He loves a dear little girl. She is the queen of his gas machine. She has his heart in a whirl. Now when they go for a spin, you know, she tries to learn the auto show. He lets her steer while he gets her ear and whispers.
Annie. Annie was the daughter that was married to the man who was murdered in the chair. So the episode of Ghost Adventures that you saw where they talk about the woman who shot him and says that he was spreading stories and talking poorly about her is completely false. So that story got kind of spread around because of not good research. The testimony in the trial from whenever Orleans shot William Brooks was that they had gone to lunch because she wanted to go into town, into San Francisco, and this was right after the earthquake in 1906. She wanted to go to lunch in San Francisco, and she had recently eloped with the CEO of National Cash Register, and William Brooks worked for the company. He was one of the managers, and Annie and William lived in San Francisco when the earthquake took place. So they ended up being homeless, and the CEO opened his doors for William to stay. While he's staying there, he decides to get married. So he ran off and eloped with this new woman. And the women who were the spouses of the men that worked for National Cash Register were kind of like socialites. I guess they were socialites, but they had parties, they did things together, belonged to different service groups. So Annie was kind of like the hostess of all their gatherings and activities and stuff. And William says, well, he, eloped with this woman. I don't know who she is. They said, well, go to lunch with her and get to know her so that we can kind of know who she is before we meet her. So that's all arranged. They go into San Francisco for lunch, and her hair's blowing in the car that William's driving. She says that his car has no top on it, so she was very frustrated. When they arrived at the restaurant, which was called Poodle Dog Lounge, and it was in San Francisco, she requested a private room. So, of course, this meant something different to a man, and usually for the man to be the one requesting the room. But she had stated that the reason why she wanted the private room was because she wanted to fix her hair, didn't want to go through the dining room. So William was like, oh, good, because I love my wife. I wouldn't want to hurt her. And I don't mean that sarcastically, but that's the way she put it in the trial. So, and I say the trial because Orleans is the one who ended up killing William. So when they were going through this time before he moved into Los Angeles, where the company had moved him, the women had already got together, and he told their stories and told them about her request for the private room. So the women decided, she's a woman of loose morals. I don't think she belongs in our group. So they excluded the CEO of the company's wife from their outings and all the things that all of them would do. So eventually, when they're all living in Los Angeles, and her husband's the CEO, he's kind of like, why aren't we going to the Brooks home for a certain event? And she says that William is spreading stories about the lunch we went on in San Francisco. So at this point, her husband runs out to confront William. They have a big fight, and William tells him what the women are saying about her and why. And it was a woman of loose morals and not to be trusted. But so anyway, so he tells her husband this. Her husband's feeling very ashamed and embarrassed at this point, and he feels like his name's now been ruined because of what she's done, and he leaves her. So he leaves her in Santa Monica, and he goes off to work in Argentina, where he stays for many years, I guess. at least 10. And then she tries to commit suicide during that time. She shot herself in the stomach and survived. This came up in the testimony because she said that she was very ill and needed surgeries, and she didn't want to be hung. She was begging to be executed. She just wanted to get it over with. So these are some of the comments in this testimony. So she was a beauty. She was very pretty, and she was wealthy. And the day that she came to Porterville to do her business, she came side saddle, finely dressed, riding through town, went around the house twice, and she purchased a handgun here in town locally. A gun actually promised to someone else, but it was sold to her. So whenever she was finished with that transaction, I guess she had been keeping an eye on him. They said she was looking out the window the whole time. And whenever she went into the hotel lobby, she knew that William was there. He had just signed a war bond for the YMCA because he was very active in community groups. He was a master Freemason, an elk, and a Shriner. And he had just signed this war bond. This is November of 1917. So she ended up starting to leave. So they made eye contact or something, or he made a smirk or a comment, something that set her off, and she started to walk out the door, and they said that the doorman was holding the door, holding it open for her. She quickly turned around, walked right up to William, stood over him, and shot him 4 times. She handed the gun to one of the men that he was with, said, "A good job done," and waited to be arrested. So then when it went to trial, she was known to be the first woman in Tulare County to commit murder. And she ended up being the first woman acquitted of murder on temporary insanity because her husband came to the trial and said that he would take full responsibility for it.
Wow.
Yeah. So the stories out there is that William tried to have his way with her and didn't accept, so he spread stories about her or rumors about her that wrecked reputation, wrecked marriage, and it's somewhat kind of true, but it's not really to that point. According to all the records that I've seen, that nothing happened between their lunch date. It was just a get to know you kind of lunch. She was a very prominent woman, and she felt entitled to have that private room to do her hair. So it's just all misunderstanding.
Hi, my name is Bryan. I'm here with my friend Evan. And we're just seeing if there's anybody that would like to communicate with us here tonight. We don't know much about this house. If you can educate us in some way, we'd appreciate that. We know that there's a story about the chair in front of us that people spread rumors that weren't true about it. I would like to know how it has that hole in it. Could you tell me? I have this device in my hand. There's a red light. If you speak into it, I'll be able to understand you. And I also have this device here. If you speak into the red light, I'll be able to hear you. Like I said, we don't know much about this house, so if there's something you'd like to tell us about it, we'd appreciate that.
So earlier, Elle picked up on something in the closet here in the pink room. So I'm going to try and do a burst session in here and see what we can get here. See if we pick up on anything. I just have a REM pod behind me. We kind of decided to just go old school ghost hunter tonight. Why not, right? So here it goes. Setting down EVP recorder. Hi, my name is Bryan, Is there anybody that would like to talk to us in here? Just to tell you a little bit about me, I'm from the Central Valley too. I'm from Madera, California. And Evan over here behind the camera, he's from Clovis, California. What's your name? What do you do for fun? How long have you been here? This is a beautiful house. Very, very beautiful house. We're very humbled to be here. Not many people get an opportunity to be here, and we wanted to say thank you.
What's in the closet?
You just had to say that, didn't you, dickhead?
Do you want Bryan in the closet with you?
You want me to go into the closet and then come out of the closet?
Yeah. On a very special episode of Paramiggos,
Bryan
Bryan
comes
comes
out
to
of the
terms with
closet.
his sexuality.
I've got this device here, and all it's doing is it's recording how we see people in a different way. Thank you for touching the REM pod. Can you, if I ask a question, can you make it go off once for yes and 2 times for no? Can you make, if I ask a question, can you make it go off once? Actually, let me also, okay, I've got another device. Okay. And you're already lighting that bad boy up, aren't you? Can you see the K2? By chance? Do I need to move it? I wonder if there's, 'cause it's going on pretty hardcore. Let me get my other device. Was that you? So dude, this K2 is going crazy, and that REM pod's going off, and I am getting nothing on this device at all. Nothing. Let me try it. All the different settings. That's pretty exciting. Can you make the K2 not go off? Can you make it so it doesn't light up? Still lighting up pretty good. Can you make the K2 go all the way to red? You're at yellow right now. Can you make it go all the way to red? Can you make the REM pod go off? Again, the highest reading I'm getting with the tri-field is a 0.3. That's really cool how you can do that. I'm going to try and take it out of the closet. It's like a field, dude, just all. I've never seen anything like that before. It's kind of like Elsie's house, huh?
A little bit.
You know? So I thought it could be some wiring or. But my tri-field meter would pick up on that.
Dang it.
Nothing. Over here, lights up. It won't go to red though. Can you make all the lights on that REM pod light up? You're doing good with the red one. Can you do the other lights? That green one you almost got it. You almost got the green one. That's so cool. That's so cool. You can do that. I'm gonna reset it. Now, can you make it go twice? It's like residual or something. They're not communicating. You still figuring that device out? I guess it's an old mannequin with a dress, so there's nothing standing next to me. Although we could be like total lying dipshits and be like, oh look, here's a ghost, oh! Can you raise your arm up? Can you wave? Anyway.
It does look like it's doing a little dance. Keeps grabbing its jump.
It's grabbing its jump.
Somehow. Yeah.
Can you see me grab my jump?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Wow. Yeah, so, yeah. Sometimes, ghost hunting, it takes a little while. Get things opened up to you. We're not getting any K2 action here.
I feel like we should go downstairs and I'll get some cardboard and we'll lay it down. And we'll lay that thing down on a cardboard and then you can lay down and you guys can have a break off. And we'll record it on this.
Get kinky with the mannequin?
Yeah.
Dude, what kind of porn are you into, bro? you watching that crazy stuff?
No.
So we're gonna try burst session here. We're not getting the action that we're kind of getting in the other two rooms, And sometimes spirits they don't like the way we smell, or the way we look, or they don't like our energy, because they're like people, right? So they're not necessarily gonna like you. I don't know. Nobody's really talking to us. We've gotten REM pod action and K2 action. That's about it. So I'm gonna try EVP. I would love it if I could hear some footsteps or something. That would just rock my world, man. But here we go. Setting down recorder. Hi, I'm Bryan, and we've been in all the rooms except for the bathroom. And we wanted to stop in here and say hi. And I'm just curious if there's anybody in the room that would like to talk to us.
Is there anyone in the room that would not like to talk to us?
Do you like cigars? Christian or Catholic? Because there is a difference in my opinion. I'm just curious if you know someone named Linda Jansen. Okay, let's go downstairs.
I'm not saying that thing's haunted, but you do recall that, oh, now it disappeared. So when you're in front of it, the thing does keep doing this. She did shoot herself in the stomach.
Interesting.
Yeah. I'd probably grasp it, but you know.
I'm curious if it does it now.
Nope. Only when you're sitting there. Here. See if it does it when I stand.
Yeah. It's picking you up, but not her. All right, let me try and sit there again. That is wild, dude. Okay, I'm walking over. Are you picking me up?
So there you are. Weird. Not picking that one up now.
Can you appear on this device again, please? Can you manifest yourself? Were you trying to cover your tummy? Huh.
And in the other one, you were yellow, and the other one was purple. Now you're
Yeah, it'll do that. That's pretty normal to change colors. Okay. Well, thank you for letting us come in your room. Appreciate it. We're gonna move downstairs. Am I yellow now?
Yep. Now you're yellow.
Huh. Interesting.